Chapter 4. The Rescue of the Tin Woodman. The next morning, Dorothy woke up and looked around her. Toto ran after the birds near the house. The Scarecrow stood in the door and watched Toto joyfully. Dorothy stood up and went out of the house to find a brook of clear water. Soon she found the brook, drank some water, and ate her breakfast. She found that the travelers were ready to go back to the yellow brick road. Suddenly, they heard a loud cry in the forest. The cry sounded again and again, and they decided to walk through the forest. After some time, they saw something shining between the trees. They stopped in surprise. They saw a tin man beside a big tree. He held an axe in his hands. He didn't move. "Is it you who cries?" asked Dorothy. "Yes, I cry," said the Tin Man. "I cried for more than a year, but nobody hears me, and nobody comes to help me." "How can I help you?" asked Dorothy. "Get an oil can and oil my joints," said the Tin Man. "They are very rusted. I cannot move them at all, and they will find an oil can on a shelf in my house." Dorothy ran quickly back to the house and found the oil can. Then she returned to the Tin Man. She oiled all of his joints carefully. The Tin Woodman felt much better. He put down his axe and began to move slowly. He thanked Dorothy kindly for rescuing him. "You saved my life. How did you get here? And what are you doing here?" asked the Tin Woodman. "We are going to the Emerald City to see the Great Oz. We are here to pass the night in your house," answered Dorothy. "Why do you want to see the Great Oz?" asked the Tin Woodman. "I will ask him to send me back to Kansas, and the Scarecrow will ask him to put some brains into his head," answered Dorothy. "Can the Great Oz give me a heart?" asked the Tin Woodman. I think so," said Dorothy. "Can I go with you to the Emerald City?" "I will ask the Great Oz to give me a heart," said the Tin Woodman. "Come with us," said Dorothy. And so the Tin Woodman took his axe, and they all began to walk on the yellow brick road. The Tin Woodman asked Dorothy to put his oil can in her basket. They walked for a long time. There were many thick trees on their way. But the Tin Woodman cleared the road very easily with his sharp axe. The Scarecrow told the Tin Woodman his story. The Tin Woodman listened to him attentively. "Do you have any brains?" asked the Scarecrow. Once I had brains," began the Tin Woodman, "and also a heart. But I want to have a heart again. I will tell you my story, and then you will know why. I'll take you to my childhood. My father was a woodsman. He cut down trees in the forest and sold the wood. When I grew up, I became a woodsman like my father. One day I wanted to marry one of the Munchkin girls. I loved her very much, but her mother did not want her to marry anyone, because her mother was a very lazy woman. She wanted her daughter to do all of the housework. So she went to the Wicked Witch of the East and asked her to enhance my axe, and she did. One day I cut off my left leg, and I went to Tinsmith and asked him to make a tin leg for me. My tin leg was very good, but soon I cut off my right leg too. Again, the tinsmith made a tin leg for me. After that, my axe cut off my arms and head. The tinsmith made me a new head and hands. Then I cut off my heart. I lost all my love for the Munchkin girl. Now I have a tin body. I cannot cut it at all. I just need to oil it sometimes because my joints can rust at any time." Both Dorothy and the Scarecrow listened to Tin Woodman attentively. Then they knew why he wanted to get a new heart. Dorothy did not say a word. She was worried because she had no bread left in her basket. The Scarecrow and the Tin Woodman never ate anything, but Dorothy and Toto needed some food very badly.